think we should be live, I think. Hope. What up, chat? How we doing? This box looks actually kind of stacked. Hope it is. Alright, this should be fun. Should be fun. I'm just looking up something real quick. Alright. DD tier 1, Cope. I'm pretty sure there's only one DD card in here, although I haven't actually looked through the actual, like, the box contents, so I don't like to spoil myself before the reviews, but I've seen some of the cards because I have to put them in the thumbnail, so I've only seen one DD card. Not sure that's enough to make it tier 0, but we'll see. We'll see. Seems like a lot of things are popping off in Duel Links at the moment and reaching the top tier, so who knows. Could be absolutely anyone. Come's actually giving us a tour guide. Just one copy of tour guide, limited to one. The classic. I'm surprised they're bothering doing the whole limited to one thing. Why don't they just release only one copy of it? And again, they did that with Monster Reborn too, right? So, I guess. There's support for everything in here. That's what I'm hoping for, because I don't want to spend... I'm not going to spend much money on Duel Links, like, ever again, probably. Because I just don't make it back anymore. From, yeah, Master Duel content makes hella bank. Duel Links content, yeah, makes not much. So, I don't want to spend too much money on Duel Links anymore. So I'm hoping that, like, there's, like, a couple of SRs that I can just grab and take that into a make videos on those rather than like, so I doubt I'll make a Fluffal video because I assume the Fluffal deck, haven't seen what cards are in it, but I assume it's going to be here's 5 ultra rares you're going to need and 6 SRs, stuff that I'm just not going to invest into anymore. Hopefully there's just a couple of SRs that, like, I know there's a Yosenju one in here, there's a DD one in here, not sure if that's an ultra rare though. I'm not sure which one of those are ultra rares, but yeah, looking for the cheap shit. That's what we're hoping for. Alright. How many people we got? You ready to start? How many people are in here? We've already got over 100. Right, we'll start in 2 minutes from now. So I wait till it's 7:19 at the moment. I'll wait till 7... I should wait till 7:22 to start, so wait a little bit. Is that what the elite cards are? These ones? I assume that is what these ones are. Don't think I'll do them first, I'll do them last. There's people here for the box review, so we'll do the box review first. Even then there's a tour guide up here. But we know that's from the thing anyway. Know that in game? Oh, it means they're like, is there new level up reward? I thought you meant level up rewards for the new character coming up. You mean there's like new level 35 rewards? I can't be asked checking them out in game. Are they on the website? I actually cannot be asked. They're on the website, are they? That would be too useful, wouldn't it? God damn it. Maybe I'll go through them at the end then. You don't go through them first though. This box is a skip for me. I feel like this box shouldn't be a skip because it should be content for like 5 different decks just based on Like, look how many decks I've got in the title. Like, for fuck's sake, there's so many decks in here. Look, I'm not even going to go into it for the Fluffals, because like I said, I'm not going to spend much money on Duel Links anymore. So I'll be spending... So if it turns out the Fluffal deck is like 3 Ultra Rares and billion SRs, I just won't bother. Whereas if there's like 1 Yosenju card in the box, and that's the only card I have to aim for to make a video on it, then I'll just grab that card instead. So I'll probably only make 2 videos on new Duel Links boxes now, so... We'll see. Ancient Gear stuff is legit though. I'm hoping there's more than 1 card in here, but I see there's the 1 Ultra Rare that I recognize. Look again. Is it on there now? Did I just get baited? I've been baited. It's not even on here. Pranked again. Oh wait, is this thing? Oh. Found him. What the, why do we need another one of these? What the fuck is that doing in here? Wait, is that even different, or is that just a Oh, it is different. Okay. We'll go through these afterwards, not now. It's got the level 35 level reward increase thing, which I'll go through after. Alright boys, I think we're ready to start. It's time. So as per normal for these reviews, we start at the garbage cards at the bottom, and we go to the insane cards at the top. So let's get into it. Alright. So first card we're going to look at, Tuna's Scheme. Activate only when a synchro monster is special summoned to your opponent's side of the field. Take control of that synchro monster. Remove from play when it is destroyed. Destroy this card. So this is one of those cards that's going to be like, there's those Turbo Duel GPs. Like, it's actually not, this card actually isn't even that bad for a normal rarity card. This card's actually really good during the GP. You just run this at 3 in every one of those events. No synchro summoning allowed. But using it in ranked duels though is a bit of a no-no. It might be a side deck card for tournaments, but I don't think tournaments even use side deck anymore, if the tournaments even still run for Duel Links. But yeah, no one's going to use this card outside of using it in that one event. Personally, I'm not even like a... I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of it. It's giving Mechlord. Mechlord already counters. Don't Mechlords need synchros on the board to use their effects anyway? This will ruin the whole purpose of them. Oh, they do use sideboard still? Wait. Yeah, I know. Not super interested in this. I don't think there's even that many top tier synchro decks around anyway outside of Harpy. Only time you'll see this on ranked ladder is if some tier 0 synchro deck appears, which I doubt it will. For a while anyway. Alright. Fusion Fright Waltz. Target 1 Frightful Fusion monster you control. One fusion monster your opponent controls. Destroy as many other special summon monsters in the field as possible. Then each player that had a monster destroyed by this effect takes damage equal to the combined. This requires your opponent to have a fusion monster. Last time I checked, Fluffals don't give your opponent a fusion monster, right? Last time I checked. So, we're not using this. That's a no. That is even more, like, specific than the other card was. It's a hell no. Harpies are not meta anymore? I'm pretty sure they are still meta. Holy shit, they're not. Where'd they go? What the? I swear I looked at this like less than a week ago. What happened? Where'd the Harpies go? Harpies? Hello? Harpies pause champ? Damn. They finally got power crept, huh? Does that mean the meta actually isn't weak anymore? Finally? They finally got power crept after being tier 1, tier 2 for so long? They finally actually managed to power creep them? Thank God. Alright, moving on, next card. Cross-Dimensional Duel. Target one Ancient Gear monster you control, banish it. During the next standby phase, return that banished monster to the field, and if you do its attack becomes double its original. If one of my Ancient Gear Golems or Ancient Gear Golem you control will be destroyed by a card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. Yeah, not the best of cards. Obviously, you can use this to dodge certain effects. The opponent targets your monster with an effect, activate this, dodge it, it comes back as like a trillion more attack. But in general, you have to say, would you run this card over running a Book of Moon, over a Floodgate Trapper, over blah 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 blah, list goes on. And the answer is just no. You're just not doing that. Plus, if Ancient Gear were already going to run cards like this, they'd already run the that quick play spell as the exact same thing, just without the attack double. Although it effectively does the same thing because it reduces your opponent's attack to 0, which is the same as like doubling, right? So have you looked at the Gandora deck? Not much. I've seen that it's like a 30 card pile of junk. It looks very uninteresting to me. Spoiler alert, if you ever see a deck in Duel Links or in Master Duel that reaches the maximum like card thing of like 60 cards, or in Duel Links the 30 cards, chances are I won't like it. I hate decks that are built around being inconsistent piles of junk. It annoys the shit out of me. I'm a big fan of keeping decks to the minimum requirement of like 20 or 40. Alright, next card. Pendulum Switch. You can target one card in your Pendulum Zone, special summon it. You can target one Pendulum monster in your Monster Zone, place that monster in your Pendulum Zone. You can only use one Pendulum Switch effect per turn. No, this card's just too slow. The only reason I could see you ever using this card is if there was a Pendulum deck that specifically liked having its thing special summoned to the board. Like if you want to stick a Pendulum piece in your zone and when it's special summoned, it like destroys a card on the board, then I could see you doing that. It's a very slow card for a Pendulum deck though. But I guess it isn't really that bad because if you stick like a massive like level 7 or something, like a level 7 or higher Pendulum thing in the Pendulum Zone and you can special summon it, that's kind of sick. It's actually not a horrible card. I'm not sure. I don't think we'll use it though. It just seems really slow for like a Pendulum deck. Generally, Pendulums like to just, you know, splurge their hand out onto the board. But it's not awful. You can do some cool stuff with it. Yeah, like the dragon that when special summon banishes a card. This is very good combo with that one. This is just a banish during your opponent's turn. And it is a continuous, so you can just do it multiple times, right? So you just do it during your turn, do it during your opponent's turn, it just keeps going. Yeah, I can actually see this being played, actually. It's not bad. Not sure what deck would play it, or if it's too slow, but we'll see. It's not like I said, it's not a bad card, though. I think it's just a bit too slow for how Pendulums like to play. But it does seem alright. Oh yeah, there's the Yosenju Pendulum monsters, the same thing too. But don't the Yosenju scales go back to hand anyway? I think. I don't remember. Do they go back to hand? I think they do, don't they? Oh no, they don't within the scale thing. Alright, this one does, this one doesn't. Yes, this card would be pretty good for it. I don't find Pen Switch slow. I mean, any trap card is considered slow unless it's a hand trap. It's just a slow card. It's a card that means, like, if you're going second, you can't use it. If you're trying to break your opponent's board going second, you can't use it because it's a trap card. Inherently, trap cards are slow, so that's just how trap cards work. Alright. Dizzy Winds of Yosenju Village, or Yusen Village. Activate this card only if you control a level 6 or higher Yosenju monster. While you have a Yosenju card in your Pendulum Zone, if a monster will be returned from field to hand by card effect, shuffle it into the deck instead, unless it's a... No. No. We're not using this. returning things to hand and making them go to the deck are like... It feels so irrelevant in this game because returning to hand on extra deck stuff does return it to the deck. So this is just... It's actually irrelevant. Like, this is like... If Monarchs were meta and you want to return Monarchs to hand, then it's like, oh shit, we want to put them in the deck instead. But in a game where returning to hand literally just sends stuff back to the extra deck, it's like, nah, you literally just don't care. Can you stop for 1 more hour so I can get home? No. You can just watch wherever you are currently. Just watch during your work break or whatever. Yeah, bad card, we're not using this. Absolute dog shit. D2 Shield. Select one face-up defense with a monster you control. Its defense becomes double its original defense. I mean, it's a good meme card, but it's just a meme card. That's it. It's just a meme card. It's one of those cards you'd stick with, like, those, like, statue cards. I forgot what they're called. There's cards like 2000 defense with flip effects. I forgot what all their names are. It's just a meme card. Damage step though, yeah, that it's literally just for memeing. Your opponent swings at you, you double your defense, it goes to like 6 trillion all of a sudden. It's one of those like Cypher Soldier cards, you know. How do you Cypher Soldier like this, right? God. It's what the card you'd use was something like this. Yeah, these like old meme decks from ages ago. You're not actually gonna play this legitly though. You're just not. Alright. Frightfur Factory. You can banish one polymerization spell card or fusion spell card from your graveyard except the fusion wave motion. Fusion summon one Frightful Fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or your side of the field as fusion material. If this card's into your graveyard, you tile one of your banished Frightful Fusion and if add it to your hand. Okay. This essentially just lets you use your fusion summon twice, right? Does this deck have enough materials to be able to fusion summon multiple times a turn? I don't know, I haven't actually played Fluffals before. Have you played Fluffals? No one uses this, but this is Duel Links Fluffals, remember? We don't have the other stuff. If you're using Fluffal Cats, you don't need it. Does Fluffals even use poly that often? Don't Fluffal have a... I don't actually remember. Don't Fluffal have a fusion like a monster that fuses? A monster that's used for fusing? Do they not? I swear they had one, didn't they? I swear they had a monster that does it. They do, right? Oh, they do use poly? Yeah, Edge Imp Scythe. I don't know if that's in the box, but if it's in there, you won't use poly as much. But I think they still used poly as well a little bit anyway. I see a lot of people in chat saying they use poly too, so... They have spell that's poly plus material. Yeah, I feel like you'd only use this card if it's like easily searchable, because it is nice to have like double uses of poly. But it's pretty irrelevant after then though, right? Do you have an art type card that searches poly? Alright. Well, I feel like if this card's searchable, you might use it as a one-off, purely because it's continuous. Recycling a fusion spell seems pretty good, but it doesn't exactly help you too much in doing your initial fusion summoning stuff, right? So it's kind of it could be just a nasty brick in your hand. I wouldn't say trash. I wouldn't call it a trash card. It's probably just not good enough to make the actual card, I'd imagine. Yeah, they have the fusion during your opponent's turn via a monster. Okay, yeah, I don't think it's good enough to make the cut, but we'll see. Frightful Sanctuary. Activate this card by discarding one card and sending 2 Frightful monsters from your extra deck to the graveyard. All fusion monsters you control are treated as Frightful monsters. If this card is sent to the graveyard, until one Frightful fusion monster in your graveyard, You're not using this, right? This seems... I don't think I have to talk much about this, right? This seems really bad. This seems like really bad. Unless there's like, unless you need the fusion monsters in the graveyard for something? Do you want to have 2 fusion monsters in graveyard for some reason? It's like reminder, this is Duel Links. Our extra deck is what, 6 cards? Yeah. 7 cards? So unless you actually want them in the graveyard for something, it's kind of like, yeah. Yeah, moving on. Dark Contract with Entities. When a DDD monster of the below card type is special summon from the extra deck, you can activate the yeah, okay. Fusion, gain 1,000 life points. Wow, what an effect. Synchro, your opponent cannot target that special summon monster with card effects. Okay, that's a bit of a jump. It goes from absolutely useless to okay. Exceeds, banish 1 card from the field or the graveyard. Okay, actually not bad as well. Pendulum, draw 1 card. Once per turn during your standby phase, take 2,000 damage. Ouch. I mean, there's 2 effects in there that are actually kind of nutty. And this is searchable, right? My only concern with trying to run a card like this is that DDD is, like, pretty stacked on how, like, the cards in the deck at the moment. Like, you can't really... It's hard to slot more cards into it without making them, like, bricky and stuff. But the synchro and the Exceeds effect are actually pretty damn bonkers. Like, they're actually not bad. Well, actually, I guess the synchro effect is actually not great. Think about it, because the opponent can just chain in response to it, right? And chain in response to this card, which makes it pretty bad. The Exceeds effect is pretty good. I guess the synchro effect isn't bad if it's like going first effect. I mean, it's hard to kind of get this to work with like a certain amount of cards you got in your hand, right? One of maybe. I like the Exceeds banished effect though, it's kind of good, but we don't really Exceeds that much in DDD. There's 1 Exceeds monster we currently use, right? So it's not a bad card by any means, but I think it's another case of probably not good enough to make the cut. And I think that you can just chain to the synchro monster effect, right? So it's not like you can counter certain back row with it or anything. Your opponent's just activate in response to this card. Yeah, you can't put this in a 20 card deck. There's no room. There's just no room. Oh, there's a new Exceeds coming up. He doesn't know? Okay, I see. Like the banishing from the Exceeds effect is pretty good. If you can do... I know you can't do any summoning during your opponent's turn, but if you could with DDD, that'd make it really good. But yeah. Might be usable. I don't think it's good enough to make the cut though, but we'll see. Alright. Empowerment. All Dragon, Warrior, and Spellcaster monsters you control gain 300 attack, just means it's on the screen. Gain 200 attack and defense. Once per turn, you discard 1 card to summon an empowered warrior monster from your deck. Once per turn, you can banish a total of 4 warrior and or spellcaster monsters from your graveyard. Add 1/8 monster from your deck to your hand. What? What is empowered warrior? Is that an archetype or a monster? I assume it's in here somewhere. I'm just trying to check where it is. It's like a... What is empowered warrior? Wait, no, it's not in here. Empowered warrior? Oh, it's these things. Ugh. No, ugh. I don't want to use them. Ugh. Yeah, I mean the card's probably not bad, but the cards it's trying to summon are not great, so we're gonna pass on that one. Moving on, not even gonna bother looking at it. Fluffal Mouse. During your main phase, you can special summon up to 2 copies of Fluffal Mouse from your deck. This can only be used once while this card is face up on the field. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck at the turn you activate this effect, except Frightfur monsters. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. They're all Frightfurs, right? Yeah, they are. Actually, not bad. I just think this is only good if the extra deck monsters, if the Frightful monsters have something you can easily summon with this, like stuff that just needs not specific things, like generic Fluffals, right? Because I don't actually know what the materials are on all the Frightfur monsters, and there's probably some good ones that are useful with this, because this does essentially just, this card makes 2 more materials and you have 3 materials to use for something. But it depends on what materials are required on the Fluffal cards themselves. It's not a bad card by any means. It just makes a nice amount of materials for stuff. But I have to actually see the Frightfur monsters for it. Doesn't seem bad though. Special summon doesn't make Obelisk. Oh shit! The Obelisk combo. It's not bad. I just don't. I'm not sure what materials we have for the big ones, or if you even need this kind of card, right? We shall see though. Fluffal Octopus. Oh my god. All these card arts are so adorable. When this card is normal or special summoned, you can target 1 Fluffal or Edge monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard as a fusion material for a fusion summon of a Frightfur Fusion monster, you can target 2 of your banished monsters, return them to your graveyard. Fluffal or Edge Imp? That doesn't seem bad. Good recycle. I see this being very usable. I think the main Fluffal, like ones in Master Duel, actually use this. Not sure how many copies they normally use it at, but it doesn't seem bad. Like it's a very good recovery card in a fusion style deck where you're like kind of emptying your hand. Like normal summoning this, add a monster back to hand, then having materials so you can actually fuse again is pretty good. Especially if it's searchable. Edge Imp plus Fluffal to make any fusion. 1 copy. Yeah, I can see this being usable, especially if it's searchable, which I think they are in Fluffals, so it's a very, very nice recovery style card. Because obviously its normal summon or special summon isn't exactly great if you don't actually have anything in the graveyard already. But yeah, using this on follow-up turns to get resources back seems pretty good. So I think it's probably like a one-off style thing, I think. Alright. Fluffal Rabbit. If this card is sent to the graveyard as a fusion material for a fusion summon, you can target 1 Edge, Imp, Sabres, or 1 Fluffal monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Oh, similar to this, but it's just on sent, so you just get the resource back instantly. Ooh. Getting the resource back... I think getting the resource back instantly is probably better, right? It doesn't take up your normal summon, you get the resource back. This card seems a bit better than Octopus. Because you just add back the material you send, right? Unless you're fusion summoning using fusion monsters. Not sure about that one. These cards are very comparable. So it's very comparable. No, this card searches Edge Saber, not Edge Imp monsters. Not gonna lie, not sure what the difference really is between the two, because I don't know what the cards are, so I have to wait and see those cards later on. Like, if that's a big enough difference between the two, then you would run Octopus, but I don't know what the other cards are. Kinda meh. It does seem pretty meh. It's very comparable to the previous. Like, I don't think you'd run both of these. It'd be a choice. Let's just move on. We're looking for the exciting ones here. Patchwork Fluffal. How many Fluffals are we getting? This card is treated as a Frightfur monster while face up on the field. This card on the field can be used as a substitute for any fusion monster whose name is specifically as a Frightfur Fusion monster, but the other fusion materials must be correct. Okay. So this treats itself as like one of the big fusion guys. Huh. Because all your Frightfurs are the big guys, right? They're all these guys. And I assume some of these require Frightfurs to be summoned first. So I assume you could probably run this at maybe at least a one-of if it's searchable, just to make it easy to summon one of the bosses, I guess. It's kind of hard to review some of these cards without knowing what the rest of the archetype does. Like, do we need to have a fusion substitute in this deck, or is it just summonable easy enough anyway? There's a better one? A better fusion substitute? Oh, that's also a big point actually. Good job, Chatter. This card has to be face up to be a fusion substitute. You can't even do it in hand. You have to normal summon this. Ugh. It has to be normal summoned or specialed out first. Ugh. That's looking pretty gross. That's making a bit. That's ugh. I don't like that. Fusion substitute that requires to be on the board first. That is very gross. Not a huge fan of that effect. That is a yikers. Who knows? You might need this if it's searchable. The fact it has to be on board is very gross. Very gross. Fluffal Sheep. If you control a Fluffal monster except Fluffal Sheep, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can return one of the Fluffal monsters you control to the hand, special summon one Edge Imp monster from your hand or graveyard. Okay. Seems like a really weird effect for a poly deck. This card just seems not super usable unless it's part of like a combo. It has to be used as part of a combo, right? Why not search with dog? There's dog special summon to the board? So I can see like specific combos you might be able to do with this. Like if you special summon this to the board with another Fluffal, then you can use this card to send that Fluffal to the hand. Because this already needs another Fluffal monster on board to use its second effect to add to the whole Edge Imp thing. So if you have a Fluffal that specifically special summons this to the board, and this can just add one back to hand for the other special summon effect. I don't know. Recycles Edge Imps. With dog, it's a one-of. Alright. My chat seems to have spoken on this one. So I don't think you'd want to run a lot of this card. Yeah, because you just have a fluffer monster that just is on board, searches for this card, you special summon it, return that monster to hand, and it gives you the recycle. That sounds pretty good. I don't think you'd run it as mod. I don't think you'd run it more than one of there, right? I mean, maybe. Can make quite a lot of value from this card. Not sure. Alright, Edge Imp Saw. When this card is normal summoned, you can send one Fluffal monster from your hand to the graveyard, draw 2 cards, then place 1 card from your hand on either the top or the bottom of the deck. No. No, I'm good, I think. This takes up your normal summon. It's pretty... Yeah, nah. It's not... I don't like taking up my normal summon for effects like that. That seems... That's like an effect you'd have, like a bonus effect on a card, right? Not like it's like whole purposes to just draw 2, discard or whatever, or draw 2, shuffle. Moving on. Oh my god. Not Pendulum monsters, actually yawn. Alright, Performapal mono something. Unless you have a card in your other pendulum zone, destroy this card. Any battle damage you take becomes halved. Oh god. No, don't add more stally stuff to these decks, please no. Flip effect. You can target 1 set card on the field, destroy it. If this card is special summon, you target, you can change it to face down defense position. Alright, so the halving battle damage would be the only reason you use this card. I'm not sure that's good enough a reason to warrant using it. Especially considering you can just search for the other Performapal card that just stops taking damage, right? So, seems kind of bad. Performapal Bit Bite Turtle. Once per turn, you can reveal 1 Performapal Odd-Eyes monster in your hand. If you do, reduce the levels of monsters in your hand with the name by 1 for the rest of the turn. When this card destroys a battle, you destroy the monster that destroyed it. Okay. Another card that seems very, very average. I mean, the second effect is alright in a deck where you have just had like an absolute last ditch search for removal, you know? Like if you're desperate to try to search for some kind of removal in your Performapal deck, I guess. That's very last ditch effort though, right? It's like, you had to be in a pretty bad state where you're searching for this for removal. I guess to be fair, you can keep bringing it back again with Pendulum Summoning, so that gives it a bit more value. Yeah, similar to like a Man-Eater Bug style effect, only you can keep bringing it back as a Pendulum. But I think if this is like your win con, that's not a great start for the deck. So I don't particularly like it. It's under average, yeah. It's not great looking. Moving on. Marionette Might. You can discard this card to the graveyard and tie 1 fiend or zombie monster your opponent controls. Take control of that. Okay. Well, if you're playing Zombie World decks, I mean, here you go. Oh, this is actually kind of... This will be really funny in a Zombie World deck. Like, I'm hella down for some good memes with this. We still don't have a skill that gives you Zombie World at the style of Duel, do we? We don't, right? I don't think we do. We have to... Do we even have a pay life point skill for that? I don't remember. Do we have a skill for Zombie World? I don't think we do. I look at things that would be a no. Oh, we have got this though. Cosmic Cyclone, then you can use this. Pog. Cosmic Cyclone, then you can instantly activate your skill, turn everything to zombies, activate this, yoink your opponent's shit. Sounds kind of fun. Definitely more of a meme deck, though. I don't think we're going to be seeing much of this. I'd be pretty surprised if we see much of this. Alright. Oh my goodness, this dude is swole. Night Lizard. Oh my god. A lizard warrior protected by a hide of very tough emerald scales. This dude is jacked. Holy. Bruh. God damn, this dude does not skip gym day. God damn. He kind of is missing eyes, but that's alright, I guess. I think the artist forgot to draw eyes on this fella. How are they going to give someone this swole, this like buff dude, 1,150 attack? Somebody this jacked, and they're going to do that to him. The Konami really did this card dirty, didn't they? He hangs out with Triff? Oh yeah? Gym buddy for Triff, huh? No, it has to be a pendulum for that. He does have 1,300. That is true. That is true. 1,300 defense is quite a bit. They really did this guy dirty, though. They could have at least made this one of the 2,000 defense monsters, you know? With that kind of a fucking buffness to it. Like, come on. Like, show me a 2,000 defense monster in the game that's more jacked than this guy. I'll wait. Alright. Edge Imp Frightfur Wolf. This card is always treated as a Frightfur card. Oh. Huh. I mean... Well... Maybe. You can target one Frightfur Fusion monster you control or in your graveyard. This card's attack and defense each become equal to the original of that monster. Okay. I mean, this card can become pretty big. Oh yeah, I bet it seems that way. So this card can be used as like a fusion substitute, kind of. Depends on if the Frightfurs are needed that are specific, which then this one is much better. But if it just needs generic Frightfur for fusion summoning, then this card seems much better. Plus, it can target a Frightfur fusion monster and just gain a shitload of attack. Cowboy Frightfur Chimera, which becomes 2.8k attack. Because I know Frightfurs are pretty good at just doing flat out just OTKing your opponent going second, so this could help with that. I don't think this is the star card of the deck, though. I'm gonna say that one. Doesn't seem like a bad effect, but it doesn't seem like the star of the deck. We were looking for the spicy cards, you know. This one's not quite there yet. Looking for some more spicier stuff in this one. Edge Imp Tomahawk. You can send one Edge Imp monster from your hand to the graveyard if it aims damage to your opponent. Okay. You can then send one Edge Imp monster from your deck to the graveyard, except Tomahawk. This card's name becomes the sent monster's name until the end phase. Right. So I assume you use this to get a specific card name for a fusion summon. Right. Do we need that? Is there an Edge Imp that when sent to the graveyard has some insane effect or something coming up? Takes up your normal summon. Oh, probably take up your normal summon to try to use this thing, so that'd be a pretty good effect. I guess you could special summon it too, so maybe. You can send Agent Sabers. Yeah. Not worth. I see most people saying it's pretty bad, so there's like one fluff you want to discard. But you actually have to have an edge imp in hand for this too. To start with 2 edge imps. Look at Sabers, it's leaked. What are level ups? Oh, this thing? If this card is in your graveyard and place one card from your hand on top of the deck, special summon this card in defense position. That sounds really bad with this card. That does not sound like good synergy. That is, you can send an edge monster from your hand to the graveyard, so discard 1, plus this card, to send 1 monster to the grave that needs to send another card from hand. You're going to have 2 cards discarded from your hand for that combo. And you end on 2 edge imps. That does not sound the greatest. That does not sound like the greatest combo. Minus a billion. I'm gonna put that in the no category, if that's its best target. Which Edge Imp Chain, it's good. That's probably another card later on in the box we have to look at. Alright, moving on. Performapal Help Princess. Oh god. When you normal special summon Performapal monster except from our Help Princess, except in damage state, you special summon this card from your hand. Isn't Performapal a pendulum deck anyway? Why do we need monsters that can special summon themselves that can be just pendulum summoned? Can we just pendulum summon this? Isn't that kind of like what the Performapal deck kind of does? Rank 4 spam? I guess you can summon a level 4, then summon this, make a rank 4, and then do your pendulum summon afterwards, I guess. Wait, do we need this? Maybe I'm judging this a bit too harshly, but I feel like I don't care about this card. But then again, I also don't care about pendulum monsters, so anything that says Performapal on it, I just kind of just don't care. It's a bit of a just don't care. Alright, moving on. Acrobatic Magician. Another pendulum card. When a monster you control is destroyed by card effect, except during damage state, you special summon this card from your pendulum zone. That's cool. If the activation of spell card is negated, you can special summon this card from your hand, and we don't care. Alright. Dagger Man. God damn, it's some Edward Scissorhands type dude. I mean, I like the name. Definitely like the name. During your main phase, this card was activated this turn. You can target one Performapal monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Okay, not terrible. During your main phase, if this card was pendulum summoned this turn, you can summon a Performapal monster from your hand to the graveyard, draw 1 card. That's pretty bad. Okay, so not using this one. Pendulum fucking speedrunning going on here. Cell Shell Crab. Okay, a tongue twister for a name. Great. That's all we really needed. Once per turn, when 4 power monster controls try battle, you target one from on a kind in your pendulum zone, special summon it. Okay. Once per turn, you can target a pendulum monster you control, gain 200 attack for each monster. Okay, we don't need it. Moving on. Lebel Man. Once per turn, you can increase the levels of all pendulum summoned monsters you currently control by 1. Okay, once per turn, you declare a level from 1 to 5, the time on the monster you control. Until the end of this turn, reduce its level to, don't think I care. Alright. Was any right, chat? Did I have to care about any of these cards? Am I right in saying like, these cards are all just nobody cares filler cards? Can we move on from this shit? These are all garbage, right? I don't have to care about them. Yeah, we'll put them back in the garbage category. We don't need to worry about them. Alright, Yosenju Mizark. At the start of the damage step, this card battles a face-up non-win monster. You can destroy that monster. Is that the start of the damage step? Okay. When this card is Pendulum Summon, you tie one card your opponent controls, destroy it. Okay. Wait, this isn't bad at all. Is it only a normal? This sounds pretty good for a Yosenju deck. I guess most Yosenju's boss monsters are better than this card because 1, they counter to the scale, and 2, they can return shit to hand and then just swing your opponent's life points instead. But if there's a deck there's a non-target deck in the meta for whatever reason, this will be great in Yosenju's. So if you ever come across a deck that's just really irritating because it has non-target or like target protection on it, this now has a way to out it. But other than that, I don't think we really I don't think we hit. Yeah, because it'd only be super useful in the Pendulum variant anyway, because if you use this in the normal Yosenju variant, then you'd have to tribute summon to summon it, which is kind of gross. But it had to be good. It'd only be used in the Pendulum variant, which is kind of hard to use because, keep in mind this is Duel Links, we have like 4 card starting hands, so if anyone's actually tried playing the Pendulum variant currently, it's very, very bricky. It's not a bad deck, but it's super bricky. Like, super bricky. So, running cards like this doesn't exactly help that. Who doesn't know? In Pendulum variant, this does seem pretty good. It's a monster you can summon that just beats over anything, and you target one card your opponent controls and destroy it as well. Yosenju Style Spell will fix that? Okay. I mean, if it does, you might want to use this card, but yeah. We'll see. If the deck is super consistent, you might want to run this. If the deck is still as bricky as it currently is, you definitely won't, because there's too many bricks in that deck at the moment as it is. So we'll see. Performapal Laugh Maker. Oh, this card better be a fucking joke. I'm telling you. If you have a name like that and this card isn't a fucking joke, I don't know what to say to you. Once per turn, if your opponent controls a monster whose current attack is higher than its original attack, you gain 1,000 life. Oh shit. 1,000 life? God damn. Living up to its name already. When this card declares an attack, you can make this card gain 1,000 attack for each monster on the field whose current attack is higher than its original attack, except other monsters you control. Okay. Until the end of the battle phase, if this card is destroyed battle or card effects, when its attack is higher than its original attack, you target one monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Oh. I mean, its second effect actually isn't that bad. I mean, I don't care about it though, so we'll give it a hard cool, but don't think I care too much. Moving on. Alright. How many pendulums are in this fucking box, bro? My god, there's so many. It's tilting me to look at. Konami. Nobody likes pendulum. It's just straight facts. Alright, design a Frightfur. Target one Edge Imp or Fluffal monster in your graveyard, special summon it. If you do, it can be treated as a Frightfur monster for a fusion summon. If this card said, and then fusion summon at the end of it, I would have been excited, but I'm not sure about, yeah. This is a yeah. This is this card's a bit of a yikes. Moving on. Superheavy Samurai General Coral. Okay. While you have, wait, is this a Pendulum Superheavy Samurai? Okay. That deck doesn't really do much Pendulum summoning of its own, right? I have no spell and trap cards in your graveyard. This card's pendulum scale becomes 4. Once per turn, when a Superheavy Samurai monster you control destroys and promotes online battle, you activate this effect. That monster can make a second attack in a row. If you have no spell and trap cards in your graveyard, you can contribute up to 2 Superheavy Samurai monsters. Draw that many cards. Oh god, it's awful. That sounds awful. And we don't need drawing super heavy, right? Why would you need draw? The deck isn't inconsistent or anything. It just lacks being a good deck. It's not inconsistent in what it wants to do. Seems well gross. Pendulum Effect seems good. I mean, Pendulum Effect would be good if the deck liked to Pendulum Summon, which the one in Duel Links doesn't. I'm not sure what the one in Master Duel does or what they do IRL, but in Duel Links we don't care about Pendulum Summoning. Half the deck special summons itself anyway. Or have cards that special summon cards from hand or whatever. We don't need Pendulum Summoning in the deck. I doubt it will help it. Monster Effect seems awful, because it's just drawing cards in a deck that doesn't really need that kind of effect. No, you wouldn't run him. I don't think you run this card. I think it's like a very low chance you run it. Fluffal Wings. If this card is in your graveyard, you control Toy Vendor, you banish this card from your graveyard and target one fluff monster in your graveyard and banish it. And if you do draw one card, then you send one Toy Vendor you control to the graveyard. And if you do draw one card, oh my god. What the fuck? Is a draw 2? If you have some toy vendors? I don't think I like it. Is it? How good is this? Wings is very good. I mean, it is just a +1. What are these toy vendors? Is toy vendors a specific card or like a bunch of cards? Read Toy Vendor? Is Toy Vendor coming up? Where's Toy Vendor? It's not a leaked one, is it? Where's Toy Vendor? I don't want to go through Toy Vendor if it's a card that's coming up. Where is it? Am I blind? Oh, the spell? Oh, this thing. Oh, so it is level up. Okay. Continue a spell. Once per turn, you discard one card, draw one card, and show it. Then there's a Fluffal monster. You can special summon one monster from your hand. Otherwise, discard that card you drew. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one Edge, Imp, Imp Savers, or Fluffal monster from your deck to your hand. So you want to get this in the graveyard somehow, right? Discard one, draw one, then you get a special summon. Otherwise, discard the card you drew. Okay, and where's our boy? So if you control Toy Vendor, you just get a search from this. Oh no, I guess so you get a draw from this. Oh, potentially 2 draws. Oh, so it is just a flat out draw too. Damn. Okay. Oh, Wings sends it, so you draw 3. Oh, you're counting the draw 3 as you're counting the this card as one of the draws. That would be +3 then, because you have to discard this card, right? that's only a +2. The +2 isn't bad though, so yeah, that's not bad. Okay, I see that. That sounds pretty good. That seems pretty good. I like drawing cards. Drawing cards seems pretty nice. How easy is it to get a hold of Toy Vendor though? Is this card searchable? Is Toy Vendor a searchable card, or is it something you just have to pray to God you draw? Because otherwise it doesn't really combo super well with the card if you don't have it. Oh, it is searchable? Okay. Okay. Because that makes the combo infinitely better. If it's not searchable, it's kind of rough to try to make a 2-card combo work, but if it's searchable, it's a banger. Okay. Cool. That sounds like a combo you'll definitely use then. Alright, Fluffal Cat. If this card is sent to the graveyard as a fusion material for a fusion summon, you can target one polymerization in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Okay. So that adds back, recycles poly. I guess that would make this card irrelevant, because you just use this card instead if you wanted it. Do we like this, boys? What do you think? Do we like this? It seems like a card you'd search for if you've already got all the pieces you need already for fusion summoning, then you just use this just so you can get the poly back. But then again, if you could just search for something that gets a Fluffal back, I don't know. Yeah, would you want to run Factory over it? You might just want to run Factory over it anyway. One copy at most. I don't know if we have enough room for this. Maybe. Have to wait and see, I think. Good for extending? It would be good for extending. That's why I think it'd be good for if you already have all the pieces you need for your first summon, you just add this. So you get this, add the poly back, maybe do a second fusion. This is a card that you would use if you have enough pieces in your starting hand to do multiple fusion summons or whatever. So this gives you back the poly. Oh, you can't even search Factory? That sounds fucking bad. So this sounds pretty good if you can do multiple fusion summons or something. So it can extend to make OTKs going second really nasty or something. Cute is cute. Can I just take my money? This is a wait and see kind of card, I reckon. This is one of those cards where it's we might use it if we have to bang a deck as it is. And you can just kind of add this in there to make the extending super hard. We see the initial combos for this deck in Duel Links just fucking mental. Then you might use it in one of those disgusting combos. It's not one of the more exciting cards for the deck, I don't think. Hi Loon, good to see the Duel Links content. Hope it's doing right, buddy. I'm doing right. Thank you for the nice comment. Alright. Pendulum card. Performapal hands the cocaine thing. You can target one Performapal card you control, return it to the hand, but for the rest of this turn, your cards have the same name as the card turn as effects can be activated. Okay. That's cool. Performapal, trample it. Okay. When you pendulum summon a monster, you target one card either plays Pendulum Zone, return it to the hand. Okay, when this card's normal summon, you target a card either Pendulum Zone. Okay, cool. Alright. Mimic Curly. During your main phase, you can activate the top card of your deck, and if it is a monster, special summon it. If you do, place this card on the bottom of the deck. Okay. Okay, that's an odd effect. If it wasn't a monster or couldn't be special summoned, place it on the bottom of the deck. Place the monster special summon its effect at the bottom of the deck during the end phase. Right. I don't think we have a whole lot of combos that would be good for this. It's only good in a deck where you can know what the top card is, right? Or some dumb combo. I don't think we have any... I can't think of any cards at the top of my head that kind of do that. Like, what? Do we even have any cards that place stuff at the top of the deck? We have skills that lets you look at the top of the deck, but I don't think we're using this. I don't think. Is this BA? What, level 3 feed? Pog? Burning Abyss. That one Pegasus skill? Is that placed at the top of the deck? Finally a tour guide target. Not sure about this one, boys. Yeah, my score lets you look at the top of the deck, though. It doesn't help you too much in, like, having a card that places something at the top. Let's move on from that one. Alright, for fuck's sake. Another Pendulum. Dragodides, the Empowered Warrior. Wow, another Empowered Warrior. This was going to be a great effect. At the start of the damage step, if a monster you control battles an opponent's face-up monster, you can discard one card. The opponent's battling monster's attack and defense from half its current attack and defense. I mean, it's not horrible. If this card is on its monster zone, it's destroyed by opponent's attack or card effect. You know, on Warrior, spell with monster down this. I just don't care. I just don't care. I just don't care. Oh my god, there's so many pendulums in this box, man. The Xiangshen Magician. Once per turn, you can target when face up with seized monster you control. One level 5 or higher monster your opponent control. Oh, monster. What am I saying? And one level 5 higher monster you control. That next these monsters' rank becomes equal to the level of that level 5 or higher monster until the end of this turn. Why you control more cards than your opponent, this card's scale becomes 4. Your opponent takes no bound damage from attacks involving this card. Once per turn, you target one face up monster you control. This card's attack becomes equal to that monster's attack until the end of the turn. What the what is this card? Right. What do we need this for? It's a magician. And necessary for the Ultra Rare XCs? Oh, so this is part of the meme combo to summon the bot. Okay, so it's part of the, it's something to do with the boss monster in the deck. Right, that makes sense. So its effect seems very random otherwise. And do I care about it? It's a fat... No. Alright, moving on. DD Arc. Another Pendulum. Pendulum effect. You can target one Pendulum summon monster your opponent controls, destroy both... Oh! Already a useless effect, because we know no one plays Pendulum, so... Okay, might as well just delete that first effect. Monster effect. If this card is destroyed by card effect, you can special summon one face-up DD Pendulum monster from your extra deck, except... Okay, I just don't care. Alright, our first of the Fusion Frightfurs. Alright, Frightfur Wolf. Edge Imp Sabers plus one or more Fluffal monsters. Must be fusion summoned with the above fusion materials. It can be some other ways. This card can attack a number of times each battle phase up to the number of fusion materials used for its fusion summon. That's a very dangerous looking effect. I could see some OTKs coming from this card. I can definitely see some OTKs coming from this card. Because remember, we only have 4,000 life in Duel Links. This card with just its base fusion materials is enough to lethal you. So if you have somehow cleared your opponent's board then summon this, they die. Yeah, I can see a lot of dicking coming from this card. Just the base materials alone is OTK. So, clear your opponent's board, this thing comes out, they die. So I assume this will definitely be a guaranteed place in the extra deck of your Fluffal deck. I have a Tiger already enables OTK, or I have to wait and see what Tiger does. Maybe Tiger takes the place of this. Maybe I'm talking out my ass. But yeah, it seems pretty good. And there's not much else to say about it, just a nice little OTK card. Performapal, bubble, bow, wow, 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 wow. Oh my, why is it like a dog with a nappy on? What? Why is it got like a squirt bottle on its head and a toothbrush? What is this thing? Oh god. It's hideous. If a face-up, non-pendulum monster control that was special summoned from the extra deck will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you destroy this card instead. When this card is on the extra deck, you activate this effect. It's dependent on the control, special summon this deck cannot be destroyed by card effects. Wow, that's such a cool effect, guys. Alright, moving on. Frightful Leo. Oh god, this thing is terrifying. Holy shit. It must be, I say, 1 Edge Imp Saw plus 1 Fluffal monster. So Saw was the card that was garbage, so... Must be fusion summoned and cannot be special summoned by other ways. You can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, destroy it. And if you do inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster's original attack, okay. You can use this effect once per turn. This card cannot attack your opponent's life points directly during the turn you activate the effect. Oh. Yeah, I don't think we're using this purely because we don't like Saw, right? Saw was this card. Saw was really, like, gross. Saw was gross, and this card's effect is okay, but the fact your monster doesn't attack makes it kind of average. You're not OTKing people with it. I guess to be fair, you can also there was fusion substitutes, right? So you can just use a fusion substitute instead. Is this one? No, it was this one, right? But yeah, I don't like it too much. If the last line didn't exist, it'd be okay. It's because I think this deck is just a massive, just you're killing your opponent when you try to summon your monsters. You're just going for some OTK going second kind of deck. It's not an Edge Imp substitute? Oh, well. Yeah, if we have to use it, if we're forced to use this card, I don't see a whole lot of hope for this card being played. Alright. Frightfur Chimera. I don't even know what's going on in this card art. 3 Frightfur monsters. Okay, so this uses the fusion monsters. Okay, use the fusion monsters or the this dude. Must be fusion summoned and cannot be special summoned by other ways. If this card battles, your opponent can activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon that monster to your field, but its attack is halved. You can use this once per turn. This card gains turn attack for each monster you control that is owned by your opponent. What? Is this a meme? We're not summoning this, are we? Surely not. Surely you're not getting rid of your fusion monsters or whatever just to summon this. Surely not. This seems very memey. Yeah, we're not. I don't think we're using this. Enemy controller combo for a bonus 300 attack. Pog. Okay. It's a one-of? I don't think it's even a one-of. I think I'd prefer to run that stupid card that's a fusion monster that just is generic, that clears up your board if you get Floodgate Trap Hold in this card. I forget the name of it. I think I'd prefer to use most things over this. Alright. Frightfur Daredevil. I mean, Daredevil was a pretty good Netflix series. I mean, might be alright as a monster. 1 Edge Imp monster plus 1 Fluffal monster. Okay, so it's very generic. When this card destroys the opponent's life battle, you can inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. This card has 3,000 attack, by the way. If this face-up card destroys a battle or leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, while it's in its own control, you can inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each Frightfur monster in your graveyard. Okay, I can see you using this just because it has a fuck ton of attack. So it's like a card you just summon when you need a fuck ton of attack. And it does do a bit of burn damage on top of it, right? 1,000 damage to your opponent, and then 500 for each Frightfur. It's only if it's destroyed, though. Never used in TCG. I think we might use this in Duel Links. It's just a beater, using it as specifically a beater. So it's if you need the attack for something, if you need a beater over something. Because it is a pretty decent amount of attack. I don't think it's the main monster you're going into though, I don't think. But its attack seems alright. Just if you need a big beater, it gives you one. That's literally all it is. It's just, do you want a beat stick? There you go. Plus it's generic, so you can summon it in a lot of cases. Yeah, 3k beater in a 4k life point format, so. Alright, Superheavy Samurai General Jade. Another pendulum. You cannot pendulum summon monsters except Superheavy Samurai monsters. This effect cannot be negated. Once per turn, you target the monster you control, increase level by 1, right? You can tribute summon this card between one Super Summon monster. When this card is normal special summon, you can change its battle position. This card can also... Oh, for fuck's sake. How much attack did it have? 2800 defense? This card even... Oh, it can attack and defense. Okay. Well, I still don't care. Alright. DD Savant Thomas. During your main phase, you can add one face-up DD pendulum the monster from your extra deck to your hand. You can use phase once per turn. You can target one DD card in your pendulum zone, destroy that card, and if you do, special summon one level 8 DD monster from your deck in defense position. But for the rest of this turn, if its effects, if any, are negated, and any battle damage your opponent takes is halved, you're halving the battle damage a DDD deck does? The whole purpose is to OTK going just to OTK. That sounds kind of rough. Thomas actually half decent. I mean, it seems okay. It's just kind of. Going first is good because no battle phase, true. With the 6k beta, that's okay. Kind of. DD doesn't do a whole lot of destroying of opponents' monsters before they attack, though. So, halving attacks of everything on board, plus having to beat 3 monsters, might mean you're not really OTKing. It's good for rank 8s, maybe. And people are saying it's good going first and stuff, but DD just sucks going first as a deck, so I don't think this is like... I don't think you tech it more to try to go first. It's like, I don't think it helps too much. It's good because the new rank 8 exceeds. Okay, we'll have to wait and look at it. We'll have to wait and look at the rank 8 exceeds. As a card, I'm not too hopeful for it, because it seems like being able to summon Slink from the deck seems really good, but it's like, I'm not sure what we're trying to summon in DD that helps it, like, make it better going first, and going second, halving battle damage means you're kind of killing the whole deck's purpose of OTKing. But if the rank 8 exceeds is really good, maybe that's what it's used for. I can see it being used in like the actual TCG or Master Duel, but I'm not sure about Duel Links. It seems kind of odd. Kind of attack. It does matter. You'll find it does matter. So you summon like a 6k attack guy, and you summon like a 4k attack guy, then your opponent has... That's already... Having that halved already is pretty bad, and then your opponent has like a 3k attack monster on board, or just a couple of things in defense position. It's like, oh... all of a sudden you can't actually kill them. Despite having all this attack on board, your opponent just has like one fat monster. It's like, oh, I actually don't have enough lethal now. But I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. We know that card already. We know that card already. Punch in the box. Okay. When your opponent monster declares an attack while they control 2 or more monsters, target the attacking monster and negate the attack. And if you do, summon one other monster they control to the graveyard. Then the targeted monster loses attack equal to the original attack and defense. Okay. The sent monster in the graveyard. So this is a battle trap. Battle traps are typically pretty fucking awful. Plus, isn't this card super comparable to a card that already exists? I'm sure someone in the chat already knows the name of it. What card am I thinking of, chat? It's a card that already yoinks your opponent's monster and makes them battle, and it's kind of similar to that. And that card literally is not used, so this is very similar in the fact that I just don't think you'd use it. It's just a battle trap. What card am I thinking of? There's a card that like yoinks your opponent's monster. Oh, I have no idea what the name is. Action Life? No. Magic Arms? I don't know how I spelling that wrong. Magical Arm? Yeah, this thing. Yeah, there's this thing. It's very similar to a use you like use this for, and this card is just not touched. You never see this card. Literally never see it. If you don't never see that card, I doubt you'll see this one. Alright, moving on to an actual exciting card. Like an actually, like, definitely exciting card. This one, I know this card is good before I even read it, because like, this is a card you already were like wanting to use a skill for, because it's so good. But the skill was really like meh, but it's a really good card, so let's read it. If you control no monsters, activate one of the following effects. Also, first turn this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters except Yosenju monsters. First effect, add one level 5 Yosenju monster from your deck to your hand, so it's a searcher. Or, place one Yosenju, L, and R from your deck in your pendulum zones, but destroy them during the end phase. So already the first effect, just you get a search. Brilliant. Second effect, this card gives you 2 scales. This card instantly gives you the 2 scales you want. So, yeah. Very, very good card. Very good card. Insane first effect, and second effect is like bonkers card. Like, I reckon you'd use this card as a 3-of, even just with the first effect. The second effect just like, holy shit, boys. Banger of a card. Searches for any of your bosses and searches for all your and any of your scales. Like, think about that. Think about how good that sounds. It's a fucking banger. Doesn't a scale protect you from destruction? I don't think it protects themselves. I don't think it protects scales, right? What are they called? Yosenju L? Oh, wait, are these two here? Nah, it doesn't protect the scales, sadly. It does not protect the scales. Yeah, it's a skill, but the skill is like one that you kind of wanted to run, but not really. So now you get it just as a card is fucking banger. No once per turn claws on it? No. So you can even use 2 of these, so it's not even a brick if you draw multiple. For the second effect, dieback can return L and R to the hand, making destruction effect null and void. And that's only if you don't want to return your opponent's stuff to hand though, right? Yosenju's about to be good. I mean, Yosenju deck was already pretty good, so... But then the Pendulum variant was like... I would look at King of Games decks, but I think that's pretty irrelevant nowadays, considering there's probably only like 4 of them in existence. It's like, fucking, there's no decks even here. Is anyone even playing the Pendulum Yosenju variant? Whatever. It was already a good enough deck for King of Games anyway. That's all you need to know. So this deck will make it so that it's definitely a King of Games worthy deck now. Will it make it meta relevant? Probably not. But it's pretty good, especially considering the Pendulum Yosenju deck. If you guys have ever actually seen like what the deck's made out of, it's the cheapest deck possible. Like, I think... Actually, let me just find a did I just close that tab? How do I even do that? Oh, damn it. I want to duplicate. Let's find a, an example of it real quick. I just show you how cheap it is. It's so cheap. It's just, the thing is like... It's probably a bad example, of course. It's using 3 of the SR. And it's using a fucking random spell too. Look, I was using the Ultra Trap. Alright, maybe I can't find a good example because all these guys are actually just pay to win a shit. God damn it. But half the deck is cheap, okay? It's all, most of it's level up rewards. Drop rewards. So you can get them from tickets and shit. Very cheap deck. So just adding a nice little SR to it to make a cheap deck actually playable. Good shit. That's what I like to see. Alright, moving on. We know this card's good. We don't talk much more about it. Alright. Voloferniges, the Darkest Dragon Doom Rider. That is a mouthful of a name. No idea how to pronounce that first word. I don't know. 2 level 7 monsters, so it's generic. Once per turn, you can detach 2 material from this card, tie 1 face-up card in the field, destroy it, and if you destroy a monster, you can make 1 face-up monster your opponent. 1 monster you control gain attack equal to the destroyed monster's original level / rank times 300. This card can't be just attack the turn you activate this effect. This is a quick effect if this card has a dragon monster as material. Oh. Ooh. That made it a lot better. That last line of text, I was about to say this card's not much different from the card we already have in game, but that second effect had just changed my mind. Okay. So what are we using this in, boys? What dragon decks are using this? What level 7 dragons exist? Anything relevant? Anything relevant at all? What do we got? Red Eyes? Alright guys, I said relevant, okay? Not meme, alright? Odd Eyes? Odd Eyes, Red Eyes. Actually not a whole lot. Mostly Odd Eyes is the one I see the most of. Toons? Huh, actually not that much. Hey, take that back. Okay. Not sure how good this will be. It seems like it'll be really good in Odd Eyes. It just seems like an Odd Eyes card. Which is, that's a pretty good sign for the deck considering Odd Eyes currently has like 0 turn 1 outside of just, hey, please don't kill me smile. So you can summon this card turn 1, a quick effect pop, okay. I assume it's once per turn, right? It is. Alright, this gives Odd Eyes a potential turn 1. Harpies can make a rank 7. We need a dragon though, right? We need dragons. I mean, Harpies do actually have a dragon in them, don't they? They do actually have one. Yeah, definitely an Odd Eyes card, I reckon. So probably a card I'll never use because pendulums are cringe, so. Good card though, good card. I don't think it's too exciting for other decks outside of that though, because we already have... Just look at Xyz, it's probably one of the top used Xyz, so it'll probably come up. We already have... Will it show up? Yeah, this dude. So we will just use, we're already using this card, right? So this card makes like no change to that outside of, unless you're using dragons, then you get it as a quick effect, so. Kind of make it when they use Meteors, they don't make it says 10. Harpy can channel that can pull Harpy Dragon and channel makes itself a level 7 when there is a dragon on the board. Oh, so we use it in Harpy? I mean, it's kind of irrelevant in Harpy since they already have a bunch of quick effects, but... Is this a good card name? I just searched that up. Oh, that's the wrong spot. Harpy Dragon. Oh, damn it. It's a stupid dragon's name. Where is it? So there's the dragon, and Channeler makes it level 7 with the dragon on board, so you can actually make it in Harpy quite easily. Okay. I think it's that relevant in Harpy though, since Harpies already have like quick effects. But if you don't draw a spell or trap card, then that makes it much more relevant, because it means they actually have a turn 1 even if they brick, so that's something I guess. But then you have to actually run Pet Dragon, so there's the downside there. Forced to run Pet Dragon. So this is just another brick added to the deck. Alright, moving on. Ancient Gear Hunting Hound. If this card is normal summon, inflict 600 damage to your opponent. If this card attacks, your opponent cannot activate any spell or trap cards until the end of the damage step. Once per turn, you can fusion summon Ancient Gear Fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion material. Uh-huh. So this card means you won't have to run Poly. So this card is basically a Poly substitute. This is already off? Are you calling it already? I mean, it includes itself, right? So it just treats itself as like a Poly spell, and then you can use it as part of the fusion summon. Best card in Ancient Gear. Doesn't the Ancient Gear, like, fusion monsters require, like, the big boss monsters, not require Ancient Gear monsters? Don't they require Golem? The big guy, what does he require? I don't even remember. Oh no, it does actually require Golem plus 2 Ancient Gear monsters, so it actually is pretty good for that. But then this card has to be normal summoned onto the board for that to be used, right? So maybe that's kind of annoying if you want to use your normal summon for something else, so... Reprint? It's no reprint. Oh, it means it's the fusion monster. Wait, what reprint? Yeah, I know there's new, I can see it up here. Interesting. Not sure about this one, because I'm not sure, do you want to use the normal summon of Ancient Gear for it? Maybe better just run Poly. But we'll see. Edge Imp Chain. Alright, when this card declares an attack, you can add 1 Edge Imp Chain from your deck to your hand. If this card is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Frightfur card from your deck to your hand. Okay, so if you use this as material, that is a banger card. This is very good to be used as material. Very good. Best Edge Imp? I don't know, I assume so. It's very, very good. Very good. Okay, you can't type 2 of at 100% in chat, then one line later, 3 of 100%. That Slate doesn't work with those those lines. They kind of contradict each other a little bit. Go card, 3 of, that's for sure. Yeah, it seems pretty good. Fat Search on as soon as it uses material. Good for extending, good for just anything in general. It's just a good card, isn't it? This one card makes up a whole engine. Yeah, banger card. I don't say much about it. It's just a very, very good extender. 0 times 100%. Yeah, probably a fat 3 over this one. This is one of the ones where you're going to get your wallet out for. He files your taxes. Alright, moving on. This card's bang. I don't need to talk much about it. We know it's a bang, alright. Superheavy Samurai Scales. Oh god, this just means pendulum related. If your opponent controls 2 or more monsters, you can controls 2 or more monsters and you control no monsters. You can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can target 1 level 4 or lower Superheavy Samurai monster in your graveyard. Special summon it to defense position. Oh, it has something to do with pendulums. Oh. Oh, okay. Very good going second. And it's also not that bad going first either. I would play 4 if I could. Alright. What do you think the consensus on this card is? Seems pretty good. It's very good going second, and going first it's pretty good as well. Not the insane going second or anything, or going first though. You actually have to get a card in the graveyard for its effect to be, you know, prevalent. But do keep in mind, Superheavy Samurai is a deck that can quite easily special summon stuff, including this guy. So it can make making level 6 a bit easier. It's pretty good as a one-off because Superheavy has a lot of searchable stuff, so you can search for this if you want it. Yeah, you can summon it straight from the deck. 2 to 3 for sure? That's a lot. And my main consensus when reading this card isn't actually going to help the deck at all. I think it's going to be... It won't change the tier or the strength of the deck at all. So I think we're waiting for the Synchro Monster to see what that does. Because this card alone, it's good, don't get me wrong. It's not bad. But I don't think it's particularly going to help the deck. Because I don't think the deck struggles to get its Synchro Monsters out at the moment, you know? The deck is already pretty good at getting out its monsters. So that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for stronger support for the deck, not just... Yeah. So wait to the Synchro. Alright, Fluffal Dog. Okay, I already know this card is good. When this card has normal special summon from your hand, you can add 1 Edge, Imp, Sabers, or Fluffal monster from your deck to your hand. Okay. It's just a searcher for like the archetype. You run 6 of this card, right? Run 17 of this card if you can. What is this dog doing? What are you doing, dog? I'd run 17 of this card if I could. Alright, I had to BRB 1 second. And this dog wants to do stuff. Alright, I'm back. There's the we've taken the nice Brad screensavers down. Alright. Back to the review. Alright. Yeah, do I need to talk more about this card? Like this card is like what do I need to say about this? How do I need to convince you this card is actually insane? Like what do I need to do? It's very obvious. This card not only searches for any of the Fluffals, but it searches for any of the Edge Imps. Like what more do you want? Yeah, best card, play 30 of it. Cut every other card in your deck, will just run Fluffal Dog. It's just mental, isn't it? Hey, let's move on. That word magician. Once per turn, you can target one face-up Xyz monster you control. This turn, you can use it as an Xyz material for an Xyz summon using its rank as if it were a level. Why would you want to? Why would you? What? Once per turn during either player's turn, you target one other light monster in the field. That face-up monster has its effects negated until the end of the turn. That's very specific. Okay, so I assume this is another one of those haha meme cards used with something up here that someone was talking about earlier. This effect seems fucking garbage. It's made for a meme, right? Get it out of here. Get it out of here. Alright. DDD Oblivion King Ragnarok. Alright, what does this card do? Level 8, Pendulum Scale 5. If you special summon a DD monster except during the damage step, you can target one DD monster in your graveyard. Any battle damage your opponent takes becomes halved for the rest of this turn. Also special summon that monster, and if you do, take 1000 damage. Right. So I'd say this one's just a better use than that other card that was halving stuff. Where was the other halver? It was this one, right? I mean, if you're already using this, then this card becomes a lot better, though. Because if you already use this effect, then they don't stack or anything. It's not like it gets halved then halved again, right? So if this card's normal special summon, you target one DD monster in your graveyard to special summon it. Okay. You can only use the effect once per turn. Once per turn. Once per turn, you treat one other DD monster, then target one monster your opponent controls and banish it. Damn. So you probably want to summon this card, not use it for its pendulum effect, mostly. The pendulum effect seems alright, but the second effect seems banger. You can banish stuff, or you can just summon stuff from graveyard. Just, I don't know, it seems pretty good. Soft once per turn. Kinda relevant. Literally the face of DDD? Oh. Okay. Considering DDD's already tiered, and this card just kind of like helps it, that's kind of good. There's a normal DDD deck, so I haven't looked at Duel Links metas in a while. Is this a, do they use pendulum stuff, or are they more fusion related still? Wait, there's no way they're more pendulum. Are they actually more pendulum related now? Wait, actually? It's a pendulum deck now? Okay. Wow, it actually is. What the hell happened to Duel Links? What? They're all pendulum related. That's really good news for this card, because this card's banger in a pendulum deck. Oh, it does beat down, nothing special. Yeah, I know that. That's same with the fusion variant. That's just kind of what DDD does. It just beats people to death, so... Okay. The buffed pendulum skill is so good they shifted. The future is now, old man. Alright, not bad, not bad. Moving on. Breakthrough skill, we already know. Alright, Dimension Slice. Wait, is there, how many of these... That's a selection box card, that selection box, and that selection box. Is that normal to have 3 of them? Anyway, Dimension Slice. When a monster is special summoned to your side of the field, except during the damage step, target what face of monster your opponent controls, banish that target. If that summon is an Xyz summon, you can activate this card the turn it was set. I think that's a no. This doesn't seem... D-Slice is good, is it? It's just like, you can use it during the turn it was set, right? But that's like... That kind of defeats the purpose of being a trap card. Like, you want to use this to try to remove your opponent's stuff to disrupt them, but you're not summoning during your opponent's turn, so it doesn't stop that. Like, running cards like this is like the equivalent of just running those just quick play pop cards or whatever, right? Or not even quick play, just the slow variants, like those like just target remove stuff. It's like, it's good for OTK. No, you're not using this. Like, if you're gonna use this, you might as well just use. I've forgotten the names of half these cards. I haven't used them in so long. There's like so many cards that are just like target one remove. There's just so many of them. I just forget the names of them. And it's just exactly what this card does. It's just all that is. It's a target one remove. You're never using this during your opponent's turn. So it's not even a quick play target one remove. Plus, it requires you to do your summon first. Yes, Hammer Shot, there's one. And Hammer Shot isn't even target remove. That one's like a non-target remove. Mid a bit. It's not even mid. I'd say this card is just trash. There's not a world where there's a deck I'd run this in. There just isn't one. Smashing Ground, Fisher, yeah. There just is not a world I'd use this. Karma Cut. Now, Karma Cut's is like the opposite of this. It's like you use during your opponent's turn, so actually usable. This card is usable only during your turn. Is this good? Smile. Yeah, now moving on. Frightfur Fusion. Okay. Fusion summon Frightfur Fusion monster from the extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on it from the field or the graveyard. Or the graveyard. Okay. Ooh, you can activate one fusion per turn. So that's why you probably need polys in the deck, because you want to do multiple during a turn occasionally, right? The fact this is a graveyard is pretty good. Pretty good. Is this fusion spell searchable? Can we search for this? Is there anything that searches for this in the deck? I don't remember seeing anything. Was there something that searches for it? The Saw? Saw searches it. Does it? Huh? Chain. Which one was Chain? I haven't come across it yet. Let me just look up Chain. Is it not? Is it Frightfur? I'll just look up Chain. Is that just called? Nope, that is not helpful. The SR Edge Imp. Oh, Chain. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's what I needed to see. So you can use like a poly or something with this one, then when this goes to the grave, you can search for this, and you can use this again. Banger! So you like poly with this one searches the fusion spell, and use the fusion spell, and you're off you go. Does that mean you even need this as multiple, like more than 2 copies? Is this a 2 of? Because like if your main combo is to use it with this card, I guess you probably still run it as 3 of because you don't always open this. But you do have a search for it, so maybe you do use it as 2. This is like the extender part of the combo, right? This is the end part. You don't want to open it because you plan to search for it. So you can use this like a 2 of or a 1 of. You're 100% using it at least 1 or 2, like 100%. But do we need 3 of it? Probably not. I think it's going to be a 2 of. You wouldn't use it. I don't think you use it as 1 in Duel Links because you'd have like, it's very good follow-up kind of stuff. But 2 of sounds banger. 1 or 2 sounds pretty fucking good. It's one of those, I think. You wouldn't use it at 3. Because it's the end part of the combo and it's like an extender piece. Not bad though, Pretty good. I'm also, you know what's really strange, chat, is the fact that they put Fluffal Dog as an SR. This is a main box, right? The fact they put this as an SR is odd to me. It's like they put this as an SR on purpose because they want it to be, they want the box to be a bit cheaper than their previous boxes. I think there's a chance of that, chat. They've been doing a lot of interesting changes in Duel Links recently to make it a bit more friendly. No chance, right? They're actually trying to make the game a little bit cheaper. No chance, right? Right? Because 100% this would normally be an ultra rare. Like 100%. Like, they put the fusion spell, which we know is probably a 1 or a 2 of, as the ultra rare, rather than putting it as the SR. And they put the card that you know you're running as 3 of as an SR. I think maybe they're actually being nice for a change? I think maybe they want people to actually play Duel Links? I don't know. I don't know, guys. They might. Do they realize people are actually getting really pissed off at using Duel Links system? We have Master Duel now. Thinking. Alright, moving on. Next card. Fusion Conscription. Reveal one fusion monster in your extra deck and add one of the fusion materials whose name is specifically listed on that card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And if you do, for the rest of the turn of this card resolves, you cannot normal summon a set or special summon monster with the added monster's name. Also, your monsters with that name cannot activate their effects. This searches for any fusion monster, or any monster from your deck that's used as fusion material. You cannot use the effects of that monster or summoner, right? I mean, this card seems really good, but in what? Like Alistair Searcher, I guess? That's possible. I don't think it uses in Fluffal, right? Because you kind of want to use the effects of the stuff you're searching for. You'd be searching for. There's probably some deck you'd want to use this for, though. Skull Servant Searcher. Like if we had the scythe or whatever it's called, the scythe thing that normally goes in this deck that lets you fusion summon during your opponent's turn. Couldn't this like search for it maybe if we had that? So that'd be like one use for it because then you'd use it during your opponent's turn, so you can use the effect anyway. I don't know. Either way, I don't think there's anything we're going to be using it for in this deck. Oh, Dark Magician Searcher is a good one. Actually, potential. I don't know if we need it for Dark Magician, but that is a thought. Sora's Voiceland Fusion Conscription. Wait, nothing lists Dark Magician? Really? Oh, nothing lists Scythe, you mean? Ah, okay. Buster Blader Searcher? I mean, they already have one, so I don't think we need more of this for it. Gaia Searcher? I mean, there's plenty of like things this can search for, so it might be used in some deck in the future. It's not a bad card by any means, I'm just not sure what we're going to use it in. Searcher for Saiyan? Yeah, it's stuff like that too. Alright, moving on. Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon. Once per turn, if you have no cards in your other Pendulum Zone, you can place one Pendulum monster from your deck in your Pendulum Zone. Okay, not awful. 2 level 7 Dragon type monsters, so it's generic. If you can Pendulum Summon level 7, you can Pendulum Summon this face-up card in your extra deck. Okay. If this card is Xyz summoned by using an Xyz monster's material, destroy as many level 7 or lower monsters your opponent controls as possible. Inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent for each card destroyed. And if you do, this card can make up to 3 attacks during each battle phase this turn. If this card in this monster zone is destroyed by battle or card effect, you destroy as many cards in your Pendulum zone. Okay, so this card is like used specifically with this thing. Right. That is a lot of resources needed to get this to work. For a whole lot of memes. Yeah, I said generic, then I read the rest of the effect, and I was like, oh. Yeah. Win more, that's one way to put it. Meme vid? Yeah, I don't. If this card wasn't an SR, I might consider it, but I don't think so. I think I'm good. Plus, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of pendulums, really. I don't like them very much. I don't know if you guys know that, but I don't really like pendulums. Alright, Doom King Armageddon. Alright. Once per turn, if you have a DD card in your other pendulum zone, you can special summon one DD Xyz monster from your extra deck except DD Super King Dark Armageddon. Okay. 2 level 8 DD monsters. 7,500 attack. That's pretty fucking fat. Cannot be pendulum summoned. When this card is Xyz summoned, you can detach one face-up DD pendulum monster from your extra deck to this card as material. Pendulum monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. Once per turn, you can detach one material from this card, then target monsters your opponent controls equal to the number of pendulum monsters you control, destroy them. If this card is in the pendulum zone is destroyed, you can place... Okay. Okay. I'm just not quite sure how you're going to Xyz summon this card, then get pendulum monsters out afterwards. That seems like a lot of work. It's like you use two level 8s to get this out, so somehow you have to get out 2 level 8s to summon this card, and then you have to summon pendulum monsters afterwards. Like, you're probably doing the pendulum summon to get this card out initially, right? So how are you going to have... at most you'll have 1. So you get 3 cards in hand, you summon this card, summon 1 more, then you can pop 1 card? Pop 1 still ain't bad. Yeah, we're talking about having to use 2 level 8s, and they're DD level 8s, so if we're talking about the current top tier DD deck, right? I think either of these are level 8. This one's level 8. It's level 7. But like with something things like this and these things like this, try to like dick your opponent. Do you really want to be like tributing this card off to pop 1 monster when you could just use this card to just dick your opponent for 20 trillion damage anyway? I don't really think so. And the only reason I see most decks running this because like this deck probably hasn't really got much of an extra deck already. Yeah, it's like it's running fucking Armades. So like, I see most decks like would run 1 copy of this if they can make it. Just because why wouldn't you? If you can summon it, sure, summon it. You can't even pendulum summon. Yeah, that's not the point. You summon 2 level 8s, you turn that level 8s into this. But to summon the 2 level 8s initially, you're gonna have to pendulum summon them. You don't just sort of tribute summon them from hand, are you? So like you're gonna do the pendulum summon first to then make this card. So hey DS. So I think most decks will run this, but only because they can, not because they are going to summon it actively, you know? It's just going to be there because, I don't know. Maybe there's like some monster that you need to remove or something, you know? It's just a card we just don't care about. You know, I just don't see it. Alright, next card on the agenda. Alright. Frightfur Sabre-Tooth. 1 Frightfur Fusion monster plus 1 Fluffal and or Edge Imp monsters. When this card is fusion summoned, you can target 1 Frightfur monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Ooh. So we could use the monster. Ooh, that's good. Okay, that is good. So when you use the monster, you use material for this card. So this card, okay, that's really good. All Frightfur monsters you control gain 400 attack. If this card was fusion summoned using 3 or more fusion materials, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Ooh. So this card is effectively 2800, right? 2800, and then the other card, whatever you summon. Oh, we can have a 2400 attack wolf that can attack a trillion times. Actually, this wolf would only be able to attack. Actually, it was not very good with wolf. What's it good for then? What do we summon him with? What do we bring? We bring out Daredevil? Is that the summon? Maybe we are using Daredevil, because what else are you summoning? Maybe Daredevil is the play. What other Frightfur do you think we're using, boys, with this card? Which one are we summoning? What's the strat, boys? Oh wait, there's rewards, aren't there? It's like bear. Let me just read bear real quick, just so I can. When this card destroys the opponent's monster by battle into the graveyard, you can equip that monster to this card as an equip spell with this effect. The equipped monster gains 1000 attack. Ooh! This would be 2600, destroys a monster, becomes fucking 3600. Ooh. Yeah, that's it. These are the only ones we're getting though, right? There's no other rewards, are there? Is there any other rewards that we don't know about that are not shown on here? That for Tiger? Is there an event in Duel Links already that I just haven't been paying attention to? Released on April 26th. Like, this card's already out. Is there an event going on in Duel Links right now I haven't been paying attention to? Huh. Yeah. When this card is fusion summoned, you can target cards on the field up to the number of fusion materials used for this fusion summon and destroy them. Okay, buddy. Okay. All Frightfur monsters you control gain 300 attack for each Fluffal monster you control. Okay. That's pretty good. Oh, there's a Sora event right now? Oh shit, I might need to play that. Should probably get on that, right? But then again, I'd have to actually play Fluffals. I'm not sure I'm going to be doing that. We'll see. That's a pretty good card, that one. So Tiger and Sabre-Tooth, banger cards. Oh, it seems so fucking good, actually. It seems so goddamn good. Like, imagine if your opponent, like, removes your, like, activates, like, a Treacherous or something and destroys your Tiger. At very worst, you could then just use this and summon this out, right? Like, at very worst. I know you can't use this effect to bring something back, but, like, you just get this, you still get, like, a summon from it. This card seems so fucking good, actually. It seems so good. Just use Poly and then get this thing out. Summon out your boy next to it. Oh, God, that's fucking massive. You probably like 2 to 6 cards. It's literally just a full board wipe. Provided your opponent doesn't like activate things in response, of course, but I like it. Alright. Moving on. We have Ancient Gear Howitzer. 2 Ancient Gear monsters. Unaffected by other card effects. During your main phase, you can inflict 1000 damage to your opponent. Here, activate the effect of Ancient Hands once per turn. If this card is destroyed balance into the graveyard, you can special summon one Ancient Gear monster from your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. What do you guys think of that one? Summon now an 1800 attack monster that literally just says no. Then your opponent tries to beat over it, and here comes a 3000 attack monster to replace it. Not even that, you could just summon like Box or something, right? Oh no, it's only when added to hand. You can summon this card, so you can just get a search out of it. Or you just summon a Wyvern straight from your deck. Summon the Golem straight from your deck. Ooh. It's not just flat, just grabs the materials back. It's fucking nasty. Summon an ultimate ancient gear. You can't summon this thing. You can summon this thing though. Is that summoned from the extra deck? It's on from just the main deck. But yeah, this card is an insane one to grab from it. Just summoning this card out is fucking nuts. So they destroy it, you add a poly back, and you add a monster back. Probably will have enough materials to go into this on the following turn. That's if they could even kill this thing. You might just sit this thing on board and your opponent just goes, oh, I can't deal with that. 3-card Golem, nice, smile. I just think it's a good turn 1 card for a deck that doesn't have a turn 1. Because currently, if you wanted to play the this stupid Ancient Gear Golem OTK spam deck, it's pretty fucking bad because it's only good going second. But if you're running something like this, your opponent can't really destroy it easily because most effects are destroyed are not quick effects. So they'd have to like... Yeah, because they have to go into the battle phase to destroy it because the first line says it's unaffected. So then they had to use... Unless they have a quick effect to remove, they won't be able to destroy the monster you bring out from it. No, it's fucking bad. Only be destroyed by battle? What? Huh? That's not the point. This card isn't meant to be the force of the deck. This is just meant to summon Slank from the deck. I think it's just pretty good as a it's a pretty good going first card for a deck that doesn't have one. Is this going to bring Ancient Gear back though from being a shit deck? Well, I'm afraid that the answer to that one's just going to be no. No. This card is not good enough to make that deck not shit. So that's my takeaway. Power of the Guardians, that doesn't help, right? Alright, moving on. Superheavy Samurai. Oh my god, why is this Susan There's another Uwu? Why is there an Uwu? Superheavy Samurai Warlord Susan Uwu. Okay, one machine type monster plus one more nonsense, blah blah blah. Level 10. Okay. It's an odd level, okay. This card can attack while in face-up defense position. If it does, apply its defense damage location. Once per turn during either player's turn, if you have no spell trap cards in your graveyard, you can tile one spell trap card in your opponent's graveyard, set it to your side of the field, banish it, and release the field. 3,800 defense. But, yeah. Fucking allergies. Hay fever, whatever. I'm not sure about the quick effect on this thing, though. Yoink an opponent's Book of Moon or something? I guess that's kind of relevant. Kind of. You good, bro? Just sneezing, buddy. It's alright. It happens occasionally. And it's something humans do tend to do. There we go, we're back. More like Treacherous? I mean, if you use Treacherous, then you reactivate any of their other Treacherouses they have. So maybe not the best target. Get my Treacherous now. Not sure about this card, because I reckon if your opponent has used some kind of disruption against your Superheavy Samurai, the chance of you getting this out afterwards is probably pretty bad. I'd imagine it'd be pretty bad. Right. It's got a decent stat line though, if anything. I don't like. Okay, the main consensus is I don't think this is helping Superheavy Samurai. This isn't the card I was hoping it would be. You know? Read the new level up. Is there some new level up that's absolutely banger for it? What, this thing? What the fuck? Level 12? This card could, okay, once it's around to, okay. This card could attack on face of 10th edition. It's 4,800 defense, by the way. If it does, apply its defense and damage calculation. Once per turn, you can discard up to 2 cards, then target that many cards your opponent controls, destroy them. Okay. Once per turn, you can banish all spell trap cards in the graveyard. Okay. Now, this card seems banger. Why isn't this card the ultra rare for the box? That'd be way more fun. And the tuna monster? Alright. If all monsters you control are Superheavy Samurai monsters you have in your expansion graveyard, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls that has a level, send both it and this card on the field to the graveyard. What? Huh? What did that just say? Then Spirit Summon on level 1 Superheavy Samurai singles for whose levels equal the total original levels of the 2 monsters in the graveyard. Huh? What did I just read? Excuse me? Did it just say, Lamau, use your opponent's monster? For an Synchro summon? From hand, by the way? This is like from hand, right? Oh no, it wasn't. Okay, never mind. I thought it was from hand. Either way, that's fucking banger though. Holy shit, that is insane. You just summon this card and just yoink an opponent's monster? My monster now. My material. Wait, they really don't want Duel Links to die. Are they actually giving us good cards as level up rewards? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. What is going on here? So we've gone through all these cards. What about the rest of them? What else have we got in here? This is pendulum stuff. Do I care? What does Joker do? You cannot pendulum summon magic monsters and analyze monsters. This cannot be negated. When this card's normal summon, you can add one when it's normal summon, you can add one form monster, pendulum monster, or dice monster from your deck to your hand. Oh, it's just a searcher. And that's really good. Wait, are all these cards just really good? Galanjoro. Can be destroyed battle. If you take any battle damage, destroy this face-up card. This can be treated as 2 treats. Okay, that's pretty shit. Abyss Actor. Comic Relief. You target one Abyss Actor, pendulum monster control, and one monster your opponent controls. Switch control of both the most monsters, then destroy this card. Huh? What? What did that just say? What did you just tell me you can do? You take no battle damage for taking holding this card. Once per turn during your standby phase, give control of this card to your opponent. Once per turn, if control of this face-up card changes, activate this effect. You know this card can destroy one set. Destroys your own ones. But it's during the standby phase, so not that great. The first effect is fucking amusing as shit. Joke actually seems fucking busted. How are these cards level ups? Since when did Konami do this? So they're giving us, 1, they're giving us tour guide. 2, the Fluffal deck actually isn't going to cost you, like, your liver. Because they're putting it as an SR and they're putting the card you're probably running as like a 2 of or 1 of as the ultra rare. Same as this being the fusion card, so it's only like a 1 of or 2 of. Like, you can get away with running it as 1 or 2 of, is what I'm trying to get at. You probably want to run it as many as you can, but you can get away with running it as 1 or 2. And they're actually giving you decent level up rewards? What the fuck? What else have we got in here? What does this card do? When a place monster declares an attack, negate the attack, and summon this card as effect monster. Quick effect, you can send this card on a face-up card you control to the graveyard. Either a Phantom monster, draw 2 cards. Okay, don't care too much. What do these two do? We'll look at Doggo first. DD Dog. You can target one Fusion Synchro Exceeds monster your opponent controls, negates effects until the end of the turn, then destroy this card. Right. Once per turn, if your opponent special summons a Fusion Synchro Exceeds monster extending damage step, you target one of those monsters this turn. That face of monster cannot attack. Also, its effects are negated. That's pretty good considering DD doesn't have a turn 1. Summoning this as your turn 1 is pretty good. Because most decks do summon a Fusion Synchro Xyz. That's actually pretty damn good, right? Okay. The other card? 1 level 5 or higher DD monster plus 1 DD. If another DD monster is normal or special summoned to your field while you control this monster, you can target a monster in your game to summon it. You can use effect once per turn. Once per turn when a spell trap card is activated, you can negate. Is it negate for DD? Oh, buddy. I can negate for DDs, huh? I mean, at the moment, you wouldn't use this because of how the current DD deck is, where you're just using Pendulum stuff. But the Fusion variant just got so much stronger with this. This is an amazing turn 1 card. Not absurd or anything, because a lot of decks don't even need spell trap cards, but that's pretty damn good, just giving them a negate. It's not quick effect. Once per turn when a spell trap card is activated, quick effect. You can negate the activation. Oh, do you mean DD Dog? Huh? This one. Quick effect on your turn only. Does it actually? Hey, once per your turn. Oh. Oh, you're not wrong. Oh. 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 Why would they do that? That's just useless then, because you're going to disrupt before this card even comes out. Oh. I wouldn't even call it alright anymore, just like, oh. That's pretty lame. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, if you summon this, like, as your first monster, then you just have a negate. Not bad. But that does make it substantially worse. But if you summon as your first monster, that's alright. I really wish they just didn't have that little bit of the your turn written on it. It'd be nice to actually have a good turn 1 for this instead of trying to summon fucking DD Dog. Alright, and that's all the level ups. What is going on in Duel Links? This box seems fucking banger. We've got 16 archetypes in here getting a buff. We've got Yosenju getting their best card. We're getting some Ancient Gear support, which is a deck that's fucking ancient. Fluffal seem amazing. We're getting Superheavy Samurai support. Like, what is this box? This box seems really good. If you're a fan of Odd Eyes, you're getting some Odd Eyes stuff. Damn, Fluffals seem really good. Only concern with Fluffals is that they're going to be like a pure going second deck, but by the looks of the fucking meta right now, where fucking DDD's on here, I think going second is probably a relevant strategy by the looks of things. So Fluffals will probably be tier 3 relevant. If DDD can make tier 3, I bet Fluffals can. We'll see on that one, but I reckon they could. As for everything else though, God, Yosenju is going to be so fun with this card. I think this is the card I'm going to aim for the most. This is the card I think I'm going to make my first video on, will be Yosenju. So I'll try to get this card. I'll try to like dig just for this card. Mostly. We'll see how hard it is to grab. Not sure if I'll go into Fluffals. It might be a bit too expensive for the budget. This card is so fucking good though. You know, it'd be nice to try out the new... This card... Man, this card seems so fucking bonkers, though. This is a really good box. This is like everything I want from a box in Duel Links. The main thing I want from a box is I want like a main archetype or like 2 main archetypes and then tons of just little support for other archetypes. So like even if you're not a fan of the cards in the box, like for example, if this was a majority Pendulum box, I would be like, ugh, I would hate it. But the fact that it comes with like little one-off cards, it's like, oh, even if it's a shit box, at least I can always make a video on Yosenju instead, or make a video on Ancient Gear instead, you know? Read Bear, please. Which one's Bear? I've already read Bear? Was it one of the cards in the box already? So I've already gone through the box now. Bear. That didn't help. Is it Fluffal Bear? Oh wait, sorry though. Oh damn it. Fluffal Bear. Sora event. You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, set 1 toy vendor directly from your deck. Oh, okay, so this is how you get hold of that. You contribute this card the entire 1 plays in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Okay. So that's how you get a hold of toy vendor. Best main box we've got in years? Maybe. I just think it's a really good main box. Not sure I'd call it like a best one or something, but it's a nice one. Hey, the main box cards are meta relevant. I mean, even if it's not meta relevant, it doesn't really matter because these like all these decks are King of Games worthy. Literally every Superheavy Samurai easily King of Games worthy. Yosenju already King of Games worthy. Like, both these decks already Cog worthy. Fluffals, if this isn't Cog worthy, I'll be so surprised. And Ancient Gear, probably the weakest of the cards in here, but you could probably still get Cog with the one currently in game, so I'm sure you can make a variant with this, that'd be fine as well. So it's not meta relevant, doesn't really fucking matter. It really doesn't. Same with D&D stuff. Wait, so what new D&D? Was this the only new D&D support card in here? There was this card and there was this card, right? Which is a card we don't really need that much. I think the 2 decks I want to make the most from here is I want to make Yosenju, and I think I might actually play... I know, this is going to come as a shock to you guys, but I might actually play the Pendulum DDG variant. Me playing a Pendulum deck? I know, it might come as a shock to you guys, but I might actually play it. I might actually play a Pendulum deck. Even after all that smack talk of all these cards in this box, I might actually play that one. No way. It's a shocker. Thank you for the sub, Tyrone. Thank you for the subs today, guys. If you're not already subbed to the channel, make sure to do so. That way you know when I do these reviews and you can tune in next time and all that kind of stuff. I can actually see when I build decks from this box and all that. Not sure if I'll build Fluffal though, it might be too expensive. But Yosenju's might be the aim. Because like if I do 1 rotation of the box, so if I spend enough money for 1 rotation, that's enough for 1 of these cards, 2 of this, and 2 of this, and I can make videos out of that. I don't think... it might be enough for the Fluffals too. Or they probably want 3 dog. They actually have to farm events for it too, I don't know. What's your takeaway, chat? Are you happy with this box, chat? What do you reckon? Let's do a little bit of a poll. Where's my stupid studio so I can put a poll up. Has Konami finally decided this game was worth saving? There we go. We'll ask it in chat. What do you think, boys? What do you reckon? Good box? Bad box? No new hero cards. Hey, that's pretty good. %80 says good. A community actually happy with a box for once? That's a first. Wait a minute. Konami did something good? I can't believe the level up rewards though. What is this? Has Brad already done a video on this? Where's Brad's channel? Has he already done one? I want to see Brad's reaction to these level ups. Has he done one yet? These are level. Where's his level up reward video? Brad, you lazy fuck. I want to see your reaction. I'm disappointed, Brad. What's going on here, man? These level up rewards are so fucking good. Probs asleep. This video was uploaded 41 minutes ago. I call cap on that one. What was his takeaway, actually? Don't copy strike me, Brad. I want to see your takeaway. Where's the end of the video? What does he think? Uploaded then slept? That's likely. I haven't got this audio playing, bad.
And anything else in here that's actually looking pretty spicy? Not that I can see. But overall, this is looking like a very, very good box. I think a very fun box as well. You know, very anime themed, Arc 5 themed. So I can see some people going,
it seems like a really fun box.
I really don't like it. You know, if you're a Pendulum player, then I can see... Well, if you're not a Pendulum player, sorry, then I can see you not liking it. But Fluffals probably shouldn't be slept on. They seem to be pretty good. Superheavy Samurai is going to be getting better. And just in general, all the Arc 5 decks getting better. Now, do we have any form of skills at the moment? We don't. Alright. So that'll be my first kind of look at the brand new cross-dimension box done. Let me know what you think down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all later on for the...
Thanks for the intake, Brad. That's what I needed. This is the same kind of opinion I've got. Seems like a really fun ass box. Meta or not, who cares? This seems like a really fun box. Do you have your comments? Hey, I already said I might actually play a Pendulum deck. I might be interested in playing Pendulum D2D. I might actually give it a shot. I might actually give that a shot. Plus, I might actually play 2 Pendulum decks, because the Yosenju deck's a Pendulum deck too, isn't it? So I might actually playing 2 Pendulum decks. What's going on here? What's happening to me? I actually wanting to play Pendulum. It's like it's not right. It's like it's not right. Alright, boys. I reckon that's going to do it for the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, subscribe, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Leave a resident sleeper. True. Alright, thank you guys for watching. It's been fun. But yeah, I mean, it's time to go, boys. It's time to go. Have a good day, Panda.